The Calgary Flames have found their next star. For a team that desperately needed offense, young forward Matvei Gridin has stepped up to the plate and delivered a home run in his NHL debut, sending the Oilers home upset just like the Blue Jays did to the Yankees last night. Matvei Gridin is the next star of the Flames. We're going to get into all that more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. We have to talk about last night's game. It was the first game of the year, and it was the first W of the year. If we all remember back to last year's first game of the season, the Flames went down by a ton to Vancouver, climbed all the way back, and won that game in overtime. And what happened last night? Well, almost the same thing. The Flames were down 3-0 to the Oilers in Edmonton. Obviously, their home opener, the first game after the McDavid extension. This team went to the Stanley Cup final. Well, they choked, and the Flames won this one in a shootout. The Flames didn't want just the Daryl Sutter point. They wanted both points and took home the W in, like I said, a comeback fashion, 4-3. Absolutely excellent. If we get into the box score, the top player for the Flames honestly was Dustin Wolf. He gave up 3 goals on 35 shots, the .914 save percentage, but he was excellent. And obviously, the shootout went on for quite a while, and he stopped almost everyone. He played really, really well. Looks in mid-season form in just that first game of the season. The man of the hour, though, is Matvei Gridin, getting his first career NHL goal in his first career NHL game. He got one. Blake Coleman got one that was kind of a gift from Stuart Skinner / Evan Bouchard, if you want to throw some blame on him as well. And then Connor Zary, he got the second goal of the game for the Flames. Was it a high stick? Was it not? Well, either way, it counted. So that's all that matters. Kadri, Klapka, and Coronato, a bit of an alliteration there, all getting assists as well. Shout out to Kevin Ball. I actually thought he played really well as well. Defensive defenseman that we need. But overall, few guys getting on the score sheet there. Absolutely excellent to see. And then if we get into the shootout, it was kind of a bit of a marathon. 8 rounds in this one. Both Frosty and Pissy Leon got goals in the second round, but then it took all the way until the 8th round for Kadri to send the Oilers home with a nice little nifty backhand. He's not much of a shootout guy in his career, but he gets the winner in this one after there were a lot of misses / saves in this one. But if we get into kind of the stats as well, the Flames, I wouldn't say they got dominated, but the shots would kind of show that as they got outshot in every period. They didn't look too bad, though, but they did get outshot 35-22. Faceoffs, again, you know what? At one point, the Flames were way behind in the faceoffs, and they really clawed it back, and I think that genuinely helped them win this game. They actually won more faceoffs than the Oilers did, which was super rare last year. That is so key for this team to get possession. The power play merchants, of course, and the Oilers, they went 2 for 4 in this game. It was essentially 2 for 3 since one of them was just a penalty at the very end of overtime. But either way, the Flames out-hit the Oilers by quite a bit as well. Almost a mirror image of the shots between the hits and the shots. That's what the Flames love to do. And overall, a win is a win, and this was just an awesome one to get the season kick-started, of course. But the one guy, again, who I want to focus on is, how the Flames found their next star in Matvei Gridin. So, he is the 29th player in Calgary Flames history to score in his NHL debut. That's a nice little stat there. So, 29 times in the first game for the Flames, a player has scored in his National Hockey League debut. Obviously, the most recent actual Flames game 82 last year. We had a couple guys do it in Morton and Parekh, of course. But cool to see that Gridin gets it done as well. The 29th man to do it. Have a night, Gritty. The Flames, of course, tweeted that out after he got his first goal. And I guess what they're doing this year is you hand out this kind of red jacket looking thing. I know this is a terrible screenshot of it. Twitter doesn't let you take good screenshots anymore. But it's interesting. It almost looks like the green jacket for winning the Masters, but it's red. I don't know. It's a little silly, but I don't know if it goes to just the workhorse of the game, or like what the fire helmet used to be, or it just goes to the performance of the game. But either way, have a night for him, of course. Now, another great stat here is just he was all over it. So Matvei Gridin's final stat line in his NHL debut consisted of a team high 5 shots, 6 shot attempts, 2 scoring chances via a natural stat trick, and of course his first NHL goal. So that ramp up to the regular season hockey didn't seem to faze him one bit. It's not a rerun of what we had with Honzek last year, where he was excellent in training camp in the preseason and then didn't do so great at the NHL level. Gridin's already done better, and I mean, in that way, if you don't think we found our next star, I know it's early, but my goodness, you got to be hyped about that. What's another one here? I know there was another stat I had for you guys. I guess I didn't quite get a screenshot of it, but the one thing I did want to show you guys is that Gridin It's the fourth time in Flames history where a teenager has scored in his NHL debut for the Flames. Now, I'm going to name three of them, and I want you to see if you can comment the fourth one. If you can get it right, feel free to comment it below. If you get it right, you're most likely going to be comment of the day tomorrow. But three of them. So one, of course, as we know, is Matvei Gridin. Another, Zane Parekh. He just did it, back in April. Another one is Jerome McGinley, who did it back in the 90s. And then feel free, comment below if you can get the fourth one in Flames history who scored as a teenager in his NHL debut. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you about Gridin was just a couple of quotes from last night's game, both from Gridin and from Coach Huska as well. So the first thing, this is from an article by Eric Francis. Feel free to go read the whole thing. It's super long. I only have a couple screenshots of it. But either way, the grin on Matvei Gridin's face lasted long after the post-game pick with his first NHL goal puck, which was an awesome photo with Coronato and was it Kadri? I believe so. Anyway, unreal, said the 19-year-old Flames rookie of an NHL debut. Few involved will ever forget for various reasons. Quote of, I don't even know how long, but this is an awesome quote here from Gridin. He said, "A couple years ago, I played on PlayStation, and now I'm in there, so it feels nice." Hilarious how many kids grow up playing, video games. They play the NHL, the EA Sports NHL games, and they just dream of being in there. Gridin's one of those kids. He grew up, just a couple years ago, he's playing PlayStation, and now he's actually doing it for real on the ice. And obviously, he's still learning English and stuff. And that's another thing I actually wanted to say about Gridin. Remember not too long ago, like a few months ago, we were saying, holy cow, what's up with this Gridin guy? He is supposed to go to the NCAA, but apparently he's not smart enough or his English isn't good enough. Oh, I guess he's going to go to the Q. Yeah, gets Offensive Rookie of the Year and now is lighting it up in the NHL. I'm pretty sure things are okay. It's weird that we've gotten, through all this Gridin stuff. Was he drafted too high? Was he drafted too low? Now he's stupid, apparently. Not my words. That's from other people. But either way, he's figured it out, and thank goodness he has. But hey, a PlayStation kid doing it in real life now is awesome. Here's another quote here. So Huska said, "I thought he played very well," said Huska of the Flames' late first rounder from 2024, who opened the night walking Darnell Nurse to create a great chance, should have received an assist on Zari's power play goal, and finished +2 in his first real life video game. He looks comfortable in his own zone, which is always something you worry about with a younger player. I think he led us in shots. So happy for him. He was able to get his first one. So everyone is thrilled for Gridin. Everyone in the fan base is thrilled for Gridin. This is awesome. Let's hope he can obviously keep that going as we get into actually tonight's game. What a segue there. Yes, the Flames start with a bit of a brutal schedule here to start against, back-to-back away games against your two biggest rivals. Well, it is game day once again. Another 8 p.m. start Mountain Time, 7 p.m. over where the game's actually taking place in Vancouver. But the Flames against the Canucks. The Canucks obviously are rested. This is their first game. So a scheduled loss for the Flames. And I waited a long time to see who the starting goalie would be if it was announced. At the time of recording, I don't know if it's going to be Wolf or if it's going to be Cooley. I know most people would like to see Wolf after what he did last night. I'm sure Wolf is okay with going. You don't want to work him too hard. That's kind of what yesterday's video was all about. But either way, it should be another fun one. If the Flames can start out 2-0, then things are looking quite good for the boys. Now, let's get into the comment of the day to wrap up this video, as we love to do here on the channel. I've been brutal with the buttons so far today. Sorry about that. But either way, great comment here from yesterday's video from Guitar Memoir. Who else? He said, "Why didn't we keep Vladar again?" Just talking about this little goalie conundrum to start the season. Vladar, actually, I believe, is playing tonight between the pipes for the Flyers. But either way, he says, "Why didn't we keep Vladar again? He wanted to re-sign, and it isn't like we need the cap space." So true. Then he says, "I hope Gridin pots 1 or 2. And you know what? He did pot 1, and it was awesome. Even if he wasn't even shooting at the net and it banked in off the defenseman, a goal is a goal. Awesome stuff there. We just love Gridin. Let's hope he can keep it going tonight. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to what you saw here today and have a wonderful rest of your day.